What's good, y'all? We back at it again. Y'all already know. Oh, man, I really wanted to short oil. I just kind of couldn't find my entry. What a bummer. Man. Really wanted this one in here. I kind of wanted like a little bit more, but no dice, no dice. Hello again. What's up, what's up? Yeah, it's gonna be an active session, or just day overall. I'm kind of looking to, we're getting really close to this entry that I like for S&P. Obviously I know that, you know, SpaceX can kind of IPO at really any time today. So if like we just end up not really doing much and we kind of come back or something, then I might end up just like going back and forth with everything. So we'll see. The buy did end up playing out with NQ over here, so it got into the zone, rejected. I didn't take the trade. I don't know if you guys did, but I didn't take this because I started to see Dow, and like Dow started to have a lot more bullish momentum. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe we're gonna go towards these lows finally. But that was not the case. So yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Hanging out. Thoughts on silver shorts? Where do you see where's your entry? I don't know if you want to share a chart or a setup over here or something. In and out. Have a great day. Let's go, Devin. Good shit, dude. Nice. Yeah, so let me know, Austin, what that setup looks like for you on silver. Yeah, Devin, I know you're on it right now. Tight. Yeah, I saw a similar setup. The way Dow was moving, I was like, I think I'm gonna skip it, but I'm glad it worked out, man. All right, so we're closer here. What are we looking at? The S&P sell lagging over here, so that's the main one for me. And then take profit. I don't know, like we already took out, the most conservative idea for exits would be to take profit in this area. So like in here, this would make the most sense. So somewhere over here, looking like a 2.3R maybe, something like that. But then we have all of this imbalance still as well. So, you know, couldn't be any more grateful for them IM days. Then I just kept at it. Dude, I love that. Hell yeah. Glad you're back, mentor again. Everyone needs it. The way you explain the ways are powerful, man. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I mean, you know, we have this stuff here that we've been doing for free, like over a year now, about 12, 13, 14 months. Obviously, depending on kind of where you're at, like we have a 30-day program for more beginners. And then for those of you that are like, you know, you want to get almost, let's say, your degree in trading and want to be like dialed in with me for a year straight, then we have that too. But either way, like you can get value just by showing up. And I think that's what matters the most. It's like that, just showing up and being in that state of mind. Because like I think people can figure this out without having to pay anybody. Like I totally believe that. I think you just accelerate time and you get experience and you normally wouldn't, you know? All right, let's see here. All right, so of course, as soon as I start streaming, this thing's like, okay, we're gonna slow down now. It started shooting up and I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's just do it again. Let's run it back. Let's see what's good. And then now it's like, okay, we're going memes again. It's time to take a snooze over here. What's up, Sergio? Yeah, I didn't really expect to be live this quickly. Took a little break and then hop back. Then I saw some alerts going off, and I'm like, oh, all right, you know what? Fuck it. Bitcoin back at 64. Excellent. So I love dollar cost average, man. Like getting all of these all these entries into 60Ks have been, oh, I love it. All like for what, 10 days straight, just all these below 60K entries, day by day by day. Axel, what's good, bro? What's up, Joe? So yeah, I love this. Like, but we didn't get this much time over here last time. Like, well, I had bigger entries over there. But this is dope. Dope. Okay, let's go over here now. Anyone take the oil short? Let's see. Nice. Time to multiply. Yo, why is this so funny? Oh no, that's so good. But yeah, I mean, I don't see an entry for shorts on silver. I would rather wait for this to go a little higher and try to get in there maybe. But for now, I'm chilling. Looks like NQ is just kind of poking. I feel like we need an aggressive move here. This is too mellow. Too mellow. And now Dow took the highs, and it's like, all right, cool. That was fun. I wonder if Dow's gonna set up for maybe a shakeout now that London highs are swept, and it's traded into this order block over here. It's possible, but you also have the bigger picture play here from Friday's. What was this? Was Friday? Was this NFP right here? This was NFP, huh? This push up here? Why didn't I have this marked up? Hold on, let's go over here. Let's go check this out. Yeah, this is NFP for sure. Oh yeah, I mean, we could totally get up to there. It's possible, for sure. Okay, it doesn't have to be now, but in the near future. So a little alert on here. Okay. This is definitely starting to lure in sellers right now. Gets up near the resistance. Okay. Let's see. Just to confirm, do see a potential NQ sell happening right now? No, I'm looking to sell S&P. I don't really have I feel like NASDAQ already got to its zone. Like here's where I had NQ selling off. And maybe it still does. Maybe it wants to sell off from up here. Because the market, and like NQ traded right into this order block, like the first little push right there, and then it dropped, which was like right here. So, I mean, maybe. But I'm a little bit more focused on the short. What's good, Samad? What's cracking, my G? How'd it go these last 2 days? Took the NQ long, second funded account check. Nice, dude. Nice. Love that for you. So yeah, Savio, I think we could get the short on NQ. Right now we're seeing S&P slightly lagging behind, like it's below these London highs. So that's I'm a bit more I'm expecting this one instead. But if by the time we're all the way up here, like prices, you know, trading into these zones, like let's just look at real-time price action, right? Right now, starting to see NQ about to get above this again. Meanwhile, Dow is still moving this way. It's still below this. So look at how now NQ has a lot more momentum than even Dow does. Meanwhile, and then S&P here. So it's kind of in between. So for now, I think it's a little bit safer to look for the S&P short. Chilling, prepping for the syndicate. Lock in, my guy. I mean, let him know. All the syndicate squad that's on here right now. Samah's been playing games, yo. He thinks this is a game. What's up, Kanzala? How are you? How's life out there in the UK? Yo, y'all hype for the US to play today, or are we not? We're not really into it like that. I know Americans are a little harder to get excited about the World Cup. Damn Americans. They don't get the culture, man. Canada playing today too. I don't know if Harshy's on, but I know some Canadians are on here. Pumped. Let's go. No way the US is playing today. 100%. Yeah, they're playing tonight. Good games, US. They're not that bad. They're playing Paraguay. It's a winnable game today. For sure. Got your parlays locked in? Dude, why'd I always forget who Blipped is? Oh my god. Once you tell me, I'm gonna be like, fuck, why did I always forget? Blipped. Hold on. I gotta remember. Once you tell me, I'm like, fuck. You're on here all the time. What are the parlays? USAW? What's it gonna do? Philly P. Oh, Felipe! What's good, my boy? No wonder. I was like, dude, I know this one. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Parlay. I'm opening up a contract right now on options on Adobe. All right. Oh, Argentina to win. How come? That'll be dope. Oh, Greg, don't be so sad. Adobe's over here. You were up, right? You caught the first pump, like this mitigation here? That's why I know you were up for a bit here. Because this was the sell-off, so let's go here. Caught this guy right there. And then we got the rejection right here. It actually was perfect classic mitigation. And then it came down. Are you in? I don't think you do options, right? So now you're in. Did you go break even or not? I know I'm just holding this. Like I'm pretty much chilling. 240 average. Okay. Oh, that's why you're like, dude, I'm down 20%, 15%. It's gonna be okay. Little liquidity shape here. And then we traded into here now. I'd say from a stocks perspective, this is the thing that, like, I'm just very okay with sitting in some drawdown. But yeah, trading down to here now. And we got this little gap. This would be really unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie. You can track it on TradingView now. There's no data feed yet on here, at least not that I have. So we'll just add it here real quick. Yeah, there's nothing here yet. Looks like it's getting ready though. All right. Oh, it's loading up, folks. We can add it to the watch list here. Keep it nice and close. All right, so S&P now very much clearing London highs, working its way up. We have, let's see, NAS in this zone as well. So now it's up in here. S&P almost at the mitigation zone, so it's getting closer. To me, it looks like NAS is not the one to sell quite yet. I don't really want to get in front of this. It's pushing pretty aggressively. Dow is the one that's kind of a bit more slowing down a little bit. This is the one that's kind of holding price action actually a little bit better. You got an email. I didn't get an email. Why didn't I get an email? I want a TradingView email. Getting closer. Do we get a break? Maybe NQ takes the high here. Let's go 1 hour. S&P lagging. Very nice, very nice. Me and Messi the same person. That's wild. Just got an email so you can check it out through Yahoo. What about Yahoo? I wonder how far this retracement goes over here. My man. Good old Denzel. Got a little cafecito. Pulisic, 3 shots on target. McKenzie to 1 assist, 1 goal. Oh, it's like that type of parlay. I like that. That's kind of cool. Is that US 100? NQ Nasdaq is, yes, it's US 100. If you're trading CFDs, yeah. All right, so we're in the zone now. We're in critical territory here. Dow also cruising, and Dow is trading into order block territory now as well. So reversals here are starting to look very much possible. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. So now we're in this area. Showing you guys here, like here's where we start to see a little bit of traffic where the market can start to reverse on Dow that was moving just a little bit less aggressively. And Q definitely having a bit more momentum, pulling back over to here now. So this is trading towards these levels of resistance as well. So I mean, at this point, I think if you're looking for reversal territory, it's here. If you wanted to start to kind of, let's say you're like, oh well, what if I kind of don't want to miss it, or like there's a lot in alignment where you can start to see reversals, then you can start to take, you know, part of your risk. So because now Dow is in this kind of order block zone, I could see this start to reverse. So I'm actually gonna get half my risk in here. I'm gonna take an entry from like right here. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta do a little bit over half. So I'm gonna take a position. Oh my God, come on. Here we go. Here. And then I'm gonna cut this entry in half as well. So now the rest of my risk can be here. So half entry already here, just because we have Dow entering this order block area. So if the market wanted to reject it here, it totally could. And I'd rather have at least half of my risk in than none of it in. What are you guys doing? You guys executing? Are you gonna wait a little bit longer? How y'all feel about this one? How are y'all feeling? If you guys are trading any trade copiers and stuff, just make sure all your stuff is connected. Everything is dialed in. That way you're not missing out. Starting to get a small movement. Obviously we're up a little bit, nothing crazy. The push to the upside is about 35 points or so. So seeing this reject, if we get a pretty decent rejection, that's what it would take. So kind of getting down to this territory over here, it would be a pretty massive drop. So right now, I mean, it's very much so, can still go a little bit higher, can go a little bit lower. Anything can happen from here still. Let's see here. I'm missing some accounts. I forgot to set these up. Manage groups. Yes. Can I not manage groups then? Huh. Why can't I do anything here? Oh, here we go. Chill, chill, chill. Okay. Just making sure everything was lined up for me. All my accounts were dialed in here. Okay. All right, we're up a little bit, guys. Nothing crazy. Let's go look at NQ. Is NQ making any moves yet? Pretty mellow, right? Pretty mellow, pretty minor. As we're looking and kind of zooming in here, price action is pretty similar. I think S&P is dropping a little bit more than NQ is naturally. And then Dow also giving some pretty nice movement. All right, here we go. Getting a little bit of momentum. Just a little bit, nothing crazy. All right. I'm placing alerts where I see, like, sometimes you have little order blocks and things like that where market can start rejecting. So I don't need two of these on here anymore. All right, in S&P, waiting in half hour, waiting. Did you enter on the 1 hour? What do you mean? I get asked these kind of questions and I don't actually understand them, but I'm basically selling the orders that were opened up at New York Open on Tuesday. So here's where money comes in, takes out liquidity, and that's what I'm selling. So it doesn't really have anything to do with the time frame of a candlestick. That doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, so I'm in. I mean, I can go to the 1 hour and go, sure, we're in. But yeah, the candlestick itself doesn't. It's just an interpretation of data, I guess. So I'm not sure. Maybe you'd have to ask it differently, and I could understand. Okay. Up like 117. This is about a half hour right now. Doesn't guarantee that this is done. We could just want to bounce out of here, go up again, and then drop. We don't know. If it keeps dropping like this, though, then obviously, if it gets to like 74.27-ish, then I think we got the exchange from buyers to sellers. Okay. And then let's see, anything with SpaceX? We got anything here yet? Nope. Nada. Oh, I didn't see this. Okay, so cool. This gold idea that we talked about played out pretty well. Gold took out London highs as well, got to this imbalance and started to short really nicely. Sweet. So you can see the alignment between indices. I know you were looking for silver, right? So that's why I said I wanted to see silver take out London and Tokyo highs. Perfect. So everything aligned with the movement for the shorts overall. Now we're seeing silver trade towards where we had resistance before. Because it failed to hold these highs, that we definitely do have a better probability that this goes lower. So if it breaks through this, then we probably get way lower than this. The fact that gold hasn't swept Tokyo or London lows, that's a good sign that markets overall can push lower. And you know what? I wonder if we end up, because these highs aren't that great. This is not really that sustainable. And remember the YM, if you're looking at YM, Dow Jones, this still left all this liquidity here. So I definitely think we could still push lower and target all of this. And work our way down. So I would be very curious about how far we can take this. Because yes, we're breaking above, but it's not, it's very temporary. Those oil shorts, sheesh, really wanted the shakeout. I just hope someone made something out of this one. What a play. What a play. Need about, so for S&P to continue to work its way down as we're trading this like pre-IPO price action, we're still about another little under 20 ticks away, or 20 points away from here. All right, decent movement. If you guys have any charts, remember always send them in here. Check them out. All right, we're breaking down a little bit lower, y'all. So we're seeing good, clean movement. Almost, we need a bit more of a push so I can go break even. I'm not quite there yet, so we've seen a good 24-point drop, 25-point drop. I want it to drop a bit further before I start to, adjust anything. But great movement so far. Dow pushing. I feel like very little is really going to get in the way from here. So I think we're getting pretty close to just like kind of seeing a free fall. Like this, this little push up here, I think was because of this order block. So that was expected. Nice. Okay. Smooth. So I'm gonna be reading this by ear here. So I'm gonna drag this out a bit more. Yeah. I kind of want to see this break out. I'm gonna have a wide stop for the time being. I'm open to definitely getting out earlier. But now that we've clearly just did not hold these highs whatsoever, and it failed to do that, my thoughts on the market do change. because we didn't give a higher high, so the market just rejecting. Not quite sold on that yet. We might just go lower. Think about it this way too. We would have a liquidity sweep of retail and then introducing the IPO to give it a nice pump, short-term pump before dropping again. I could see that. That would be some carnage right there. Getting pretty close though to mitigation, so we're almost at a point where, or at least I'm almost at a point where I could go, not just break even, but I would move my stop into some profit. Got a very clean move from here, just dropped 31 points. This is enough. This is enough for me to go like, all right, we saw moves. Like we're clearly seeing some movement here. We can tell money came in, like there's no doubt that we saw an exchange of money at this point. We're up about an R, so one reward. I did risk half of what I typically do, but from the risk that we did, yeah, I mean the market took the highs, dropped. We're seeing the reversal right now. So the clean exchange from buyers to sellers looks solid. If we look at, let's say, NASDAQ's move was 190 points, 180 something. Right now it's moved about 130, so I think it's expected for it to drop a bit further too. Yeah. Dow's order block rejection was clean. This is why I took the entry earlier, was because I saw everything lining up at once. So yeah, this has already seen a nice little exchange as well. So yeah, I'm in. That's it. I think we're good. I'm not a 1R take profit trader. I think that's definitely a successful way of trading. If your win rate's pretty good, I'd say great, do your thing. But if you have different things in mind, then I mean, carry on, my friends. But yeah, risk-free now. Chilling, folks. We are chilling. Let me check the chat. What it do, chat? What do you see buys in Dow around 59.63? Are you trading futures, Daniel? $59.63. So look at the mini chart. The mini chart is I think what's giving us better information actually. I don't want to buy in here. I don't want to buy anywhere in here. I want it to get below this. Yeah. Remember, this push down doesn't happen on the mini, it only happens on the micro. So this to me is not true, this wick. That's why I still would prefer something over here instead. Now S&P has cracked into this area, right? We have officially done the exchange from buyers to sellers. So I'm going to, when I fill it like this, that's like my way of saying all right, order has been exchanged. So this is a wrap. And now we go from here. So it took about 15 minutes for this to mitigate, maybe a little bit less, from the entry to here, up about a little over 1R. Very nice. That was 20 minutes. We ended up risking here. So the stop was about 30 points, a little over 30 points. We're now over that. Is there that much difference between futures market and CT market for the same asset? Yeah. It's just precise. Futures is just precise. And the data feed from the broker is different. Like a broker sets the data feed for CFDs. So there's the prices don't align with futures. So that's obviously a huge difference. Let's see. SpaceX on IPO live on X. Where? Let's see. Let's look it up. SpaceX. Doesn't look like there's anything happening yet. All right, so nice movement, guys. Nice push. Moving along nicely. Very nice, very nice. We got Dow playing into the imbalance a little bit further and Q pushing down here. Everything moving real smooth. Now that we've taken out this, I guess like this trend line liquidity over here. Make sure this is on point. Could I reduce it more? I'm not going to yet. I think basically with SpaceX IPOing, even if it just pumps up a little bit, I think Elon would be the first trillionaire, I guess, publicly ever. I think we know that there's definitely oil money that's in the oil, like royal families definitely got trillions. So, but yeah, first, I guess, first guy. But yeah, I think basically it IPOs and he's a trillionaire, which is mental. Oh man, wild. Because he's got 6.4 billion shares of SpaceX, which are worth like just about 900 billion. He might even become a 2 trillionaire today if it would really go nuts right off the rip. Oh man, mental. Just got back to my computer. Did you move your stop to profit? Yeah, it's like right below, but I'm in a little bit of profit here. Locked in, Mike. Yeah, I heard the SpaceX chart is live. I split my entry, that as well. I think it's running, dude. Yeah. It's at 152, guys. SpaceX is currently at 152. So check this out. Everything's dumping, including NASDAQ. And then SpaceX has jumped to 156. So that guy's definitely a trillionaire right now. And then regarding our trade, which is more important, Look at how we're starting to spike down. Clearly money comes in, so I'm gonna get a bit more aggressive with my stop management right here. And just because we already saw another wave of volume come in right here. So I'm gonna tighten this bad boy up. And then yeah, my TP is way down here. So this is like way lower. Firm. Great, we're pushing. Over here, beautiful. Dow rebalancing right now. So if there was gonna be a reversal right around now, it could happen. Whether it's because, you know, NQ getting into imbalances, maybe even out of here. Dow as well. I'm banking on this continuing because this structure is really, this higher high failed. It was a failure. So this to me doesn't confirm structure whatsoever. This was just to liquidate sellers. Plus, like, we don't have Dow clearing London lows yet. At least not the mini chart, which in my opinion is a much stronger data point. Now, even though we saw London lows get swept right here for NASDAQ and S&P, with all of the imbalance here, like, I want to consider higher time frame perspective over anything else. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold this. Cool, we saw money come in here. This thing pushed up to 163 right now. Let's see how this unfolds. So yeah, moving good, moving well. We have a stop at 23 and change points. So about worst case scenario, this would still be like a 0.65 R in profit if this were to reverse here out of this imbalance. Let's see if it does. It's really, to me, it's really interesting that the minute, because it opened at 10:46, the minute SpaceX opened was when this dumped. Right there. It opens, and then we see the extra injection of volume right here. Look at that. Right there. Boom. Very interesting. What a coincidence, guys. So we're getting a little bit of a rebound on NQ. Like I said, out of the zone, makes sense. Hopefully not too aggressively. I think this should hold up. Otherwise, I mean, everything's set. I understand we had a liquidity sweep here in a continuation, but I think that's just keeping in mind only the small time frames. And this to me is the red flag on the structure. So like, I'm way more convicted on this dropping. I kind of want to give this a little bit more room just in case it like just spikes up and then goes. I'm going to making the live judgment call just in case, because S&P is kind of a split in price action between NQ and S&P and Dow. So if this just like goes up a little bit and then drops, I'm open to it. So I'm willing to give up a little bit potentially. I don't think I need that much. Here-ish. See if it maybe pokes up and then drops again. We'll see. But if from here we make another leg down, then I'm for sure gonna keep that tightened up. But I'm willing to give this a chance because higher time frame wise, this just looks like it's struggling. Oh, you can trade stocks and crypto on X. Like literally trade it on there? Trade SPCX. Oh, so you can open up your Schwab, Fidelity, Robinhood, E-Trade, Interactive Broker, Coinbase, just right off of this thing? Oh man, people are gonna get cooked, dude. Oh my god. Someone's saying, could a $20,000 investment in SpaceX make you a millionaire in 20 years? In 20 years, 20,000. So could it 50x? Jesus. Could the company be worth over 75 trillion, my bad? I don't fucking know, man. That sounds ridiculous to me, but 20 years is a long time. That evaluation, I mean, money would be worthless, but money, I guess, is worthless. What's your thoughts on the order block in that 7,400 range, right around here? I'm not buying right now. Nice pump on SpaceX, like you said to start. Yeah, for sure. Check for yourself. Check what? Yeah, so pump to start. This is, people get excited. They're like, oh, I'm going to miss it. Even though, like, for example, let's say you bought SpaceX on the open. You're up 11% on your portfolio. Because you're not trading options. Or on this investment in itself. But, like, how long is that going to last for? I texted you where people were able to trade SpaceX on it before it IPO'd. Maybe for a second. I mean, I could see it. I saw the spot on there. Yeah, it was already hooked up. A little difference counts, huh? Took an MYM short on demo based off the 1 minute price action. It was a 1 to 7 a minute ago. 1 to 17 if it hits those lows we wanted earlier. Sick. Maybe crazy, but you are dragging your sell limit instead of... Hold on. You're right. I'm not even reading. What am I doing? I'm tripping, bro. Thank you. I'm out of my mind over here. Clutch. Wait, how did that even happen? Oh, because I still had one over here. Dude, thank you so much. Oh my god. What a G. Oh, Samad locked in. Okay, I see you, Samad. I see you. He said, all right, I've seen enough. I'm in there. Hey guys, welcome Samad to the syndicate. He said, I seen it. I'm in there. Lock me in. Let's make some changes. Let's grow. Welcome. I know we got... Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, Drevis. Do you guys know each other? Drevis and Samad? I think y'all went to the same high school. Is that Nick? Aw, shit. It's a reunion. I love it. Dope. Alright, yeah. So now I want to see this crack the low. You know what's cool is like we get to trade, and you guys get to see like live trading, predicting to precision some of the most volatile historical events. Where people are afraid, people are scared, and y'all are doing this like a walk in the park, baby. Managing it nicely. Done to a system, duplicatable, like that's light. Easy money. Now it's Nick's turn. True? True? Nick did the fast track. Hey man, but yeah, it's gotta make sense, bro. There's no pressure, man. It's gotta make sense. I know you got the new gig going. So yes, sir. Fam is growing. Let's go. Damn, people hopped off. As soon as the entry was gone, y'all missing out, man. All right, so we're starting to break below. Here, Dow, NQ, all of it, everything is moving well, nicely now. So now we're chilling over here. Stops are tighter. Holding this for longer. The market briefly rebalanced before it's pushing lower. All right. Here's the thing. I was considering buying Dow, it getting like down to 50,750-ish. With this failing and with this whole micro dropping into here, but the mini not getting into the zone, I'm just gonna avoid all indice buys unless we get to the extremes for now. So yes, Dow didn't sweep the lows here, and so I'm gonna secure my profits if we get down to here. I don't think I'll be pulling entries quite yet. I'd rather just kind of maybe trade it all the way down over here. So I'll be taking a contract off the table and just limiting or dragging my stops further into profit. So right now, as of now, we're looking at SpaceX for now has topped at 168. Cool. Volume starting to dip a little bit. Nothing. I'm not doing anything with it, but I'm just pointing out a couple things here. We are at this low now in the imbalance. So we're seeing, for example, the market start to reject this area. It should be expected. A little bit of a bounce out of here. That's okay. And Q, just mitigating this last push down over there. That's fine. Pretty normal. If I make 30% on Lucid Flex eval, will that be enough for the first date? No, yeah, you don't have to make 50%. It's just the max that you should be making is 50%. Yeah. What they don't want is for you to just like trade really big and then all of a sudden, they don't want you to basically like risk out your whole account. So the max you should make in a day is 50% of the target. Even if you make 4, it's fine, but now your total is just gonna be more that you have to make. So yeah, if you just keep that 50%, under 50%. To give you exact numbers, Kanzada, what challenge are you doing? What account size? And then I can just give you the exact number. $50K? Yeah, so keep your total profit on the day. Basically, you want to keep it like 1,500 or under. All right, cool. Smooth. Looks like we got this small bounce. So expected to get these bounces here as we saw S&P, NQ and all that make the move. So now we're moving on down. Very nice, very nice. Right now we're sitting at the trade risk reward wise is sitting at almost a 2R here. So we're very, very close. Now we're hitting this 2R moment here. So if that's your profit target, some of you I know have a fixed risk reward. So you're 2R and you're done, then cool, call it a day. If that's your rule, that's not my rule. My rule, I'm just playing the technicals. So I'm gonna take this quite a bit further for now. Is it for the day or each individual trade? The day, yeah, the total profits for the day. It can be one trade or it's multiple. Have you heard of Micron Technology? Want to see it drop back to the start of the rally before I want to get in? So that's MU. I've heard of it. I'm not super like familiar with the ins and out of it. By rally, do you mean like 367-ish? From like April? Yeah, when you get these exponential runs like this with some of these like AI companies, like you are asking for, like, can they pull back like that? I mean, they could. But I don't know. It's like Micron being at 1.1 trillion market cap. I feel like you can find some better gems that are worth a lot less and have a lot more room to run. So like catching something in the same industry that's at, let's just say, like 50 billion or like 100 even, that have the same capacity or demand, whether it's serving in the AI space or like for like chips, for whatever reason, for whatever semiconductors, etc., or it's more of like a logistics play, then I just think you end up making more. But I mean, if it were to drop back down there, then now for sure it's worth somewhere in the 300 billion, which is still pretty big. It's not in the trillions, but it's obviously still pretty massive. Dow is smooth sailing over here. And also Dow is moving to the downside more. So the buys are not it there at all yet. The gold sell was nice over here. Clean. And then the oil reversals. I don't have any of this. Couldn't get into the shakeout, though. That would have been a badass trade. This oil one would have been beautiful. Let's see. I wonder if Bitcoin's starting to dump too. Yeah. All right. Cool. So how did this one marked up? The liquidity sweep and then the reversal, impending reversal. Nice. Bitcoin though, same thing. I think we might be able to get down to here. Same way we came up, came back down. Anyone already take profit on S&P? Looking between 129 to 64 price on MU. Oh man, I don't know. I don't think you're ever gonna get that. All right, so it looks like NQ is like, no, I want to bounce out of this zone. So let's see, if this was let's just call it a 90-point move, NQ could move. All right, it's already done the little 90-point reversal from this sell-off here. I think, yeah, we just got this imbalance fill. Down we go some more. Dow's just chilling. Holding still. Okay. Maxed out for the day. Let's go, Nick. Talk to me. Think the second position hit stop loss and profit though. Think second position hit stop loss and profit. Were you how tight were you trailing it? I was looking at gold in the 4 hour and it looks like it's struggling to go lower. Do you think we see bullish push? We'll hit stop loss and profit though. Oh, okay. 4 hour on gold and it looks like it's struggling to go lower. Do you? Okay, so you want a 4 hour perspective on that? Yeah, I can take a look. All right, let's take a look at gold. So gold here did the good old fashioned liquidity sweep. Talked about this being a possibility, getting below all of this, because think about just how many buys were in this zone, and once we got up to here and then we struggled, we were on our way back down. Especially seeing silver as well. Silver is diverging, so with the low here, and the weekly looks I think really easy. The weekly cracked the big point of structure here and then played into these lows, and then from there, if you want to get to the a little bit more here, where I think we can still go lower. Like I think we can still trade down to some of these zones over here. Where is this thing here? So I still think we can go lower, probably really getting the reversal like in here. And there's equal low. Hold on, let me look at gold, GC. It depends on how you qualify this. If this is a sweep of the low, then it's probably fine. If it's not for you, then maybe it targets that low from yesterday. Otherwise, I think we end up seeing something like this. So it just depends on how you're going to categorize this. Probably be easier once we see where silver's at in this same time. But somewhere over here, I think you can get some here, maybe a bounce. This is where you'd get the bigger reversal. But what I don't love yet, which I'm curious about, is how we're struggling to get kind of stay up here. So I want to see that. I think it's going to be better, but from the daily time frame, we get below here very briefly, down and right back up. The market, really started to sell off from Tuesday all day, and then Wednesday, and it's just been a continuous process. So the fact that we're holding up here pretty well, I think we get one more push down and then a continuation. But to get back on track here with indices right now, NQ, it was like, nope, apparently this is enough, and it's really going and playing out of the zone. Obviously it hasn't broken these highs quite yet, but it's some pretty strong like reversals here, and that's also pushing this S&P move back into this area. So we just might get trailed out. It's possible. I'm gonna keep my stop, I think, how I want it right there. I think I want to keep it. Well, all right, it is what it is. But I was gonna say, I think we might just spike out of here and then keep rolling. But yeah, these highs here is why I didn't want the setup. Now here's the truth though. This takes out London highs, and this could basically be a shakeout setup, whether it's really any of these. NQ, Dow, or S&P. Do you guys see it like that? Could be a shakeout setup here. It would either be Dow, it would be Dow for me. if I'm gonna look for another short, and it would be like right here. So I'm willing to take this. This looks to me like a decent play. Took the highs, came back for a good old break and retest. This lures in buyers, and then we get one more push down. I think that's worthy of an opportunity. Now the question is it going to give me the move though? Is it going to give me the push? But this is where the IPO sell-off can come in. So let's see. No exit out of this. Fuck, is this going to leave without me? Wait, where did my little thing go? All right. So Dow's the one that has moving upwards a little bit slower than NQ. I just have NQ on another screen here. And then NQ now is getting close to a little order block. So let's see. All right, I'm getting pretty close to pulling the trigger on this bad boy. Just wanted to push up a little bit more. It might even end up being over here, the entry, a little bit higher than this. Come on. A little bit more. Let's get a better RR here. This is struggling here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go half risk at the price that we're at. A couple contracts. And then I'll have the ammo to go higher up here. No problem. So smaller entry down here. I'd want my second entry to have a little bit more weight, just in case. I was seeing a divergence between NQ and Dow. So like I was like, all right, we might get the move a little early. Our RR here, because here's the trade I'm really looking to take. Here's the take profit. I'm really looking to take the take profit like way over here. So let me just delete that. And then my TP, really I'm looking at this going like way over here. So our R-wise, even with an entry like here, I'm still looking at like a 4R, but ideally an entry is like closer up here. So yeah, and then the trade that I'm playing out, if it doesn't make sense to you guys, the idea that I have is what we call a shakeout. So basically, the concept is this. You see the market sweep liquidity, like it did. So it takes out London highs and makes its move, liquidates this. It doesn't confirm bullish structure because the market only came up here to liquidate retail sellers, and then comes back down to lure in more buyers. So you see something like this. So you have retail buys in, so they're locked in right there, and then the market comes into, right? This attracts buyers, it starts to move, so more buyers start loading up. That creates more availability for sales. So then we're doing the opposite of a break and retest. Once the break and retest sellers are in, then I'm taking the trade. That's where like I'm looking for the sell. Specifically, I thought we were gonna get like to this move right here. This is kind of why I was holding off, because I thought we were gonna get like right there. But I think we might have just done that. I think maybe this already was filled like right here, and then it just didn't want to, and so I just played out of this one. But that's why I got in early, because I just started seeing here, I'll show you guys. I started to see this happen. So let me show you NQ. So I saw this. This is where I had to make a decision. I saw this happen. So it made a lower high, while here NQ did this, made a higher high. So once I saw this divergence, I was like, all right, you know what? Let me just pull the trigger. Let me get some of this monies in here, and then we'll see what happens. So a couple contracts, not that much. It's not a huge trade, unfortunately. But I think the bias overall is still going to stand. And yeah, we're off. S&P working its way down again. If you guys had, maybe for those of you that had a wider stop on S&P, maybe you're still in your original trade even. So that's cool. Hopefully you are. I got stop profited out, but I was cool with that. I think stop profit was, I didn't move my stop on these. Oh, that's nice. Cool. All right, well that worked out on that. But then I forgot to take the Dow trade on these ones. I guess it still ended up being pretty much the same. So what about you guys? How'd it go for y'all? What are you guys doing here? Still in? Nice job. Tight. Anyone take Dow? Who isn't? Drop an ES in the chat if you're up on ES, or you took profit on ES, or you stopped profit on ES. Drop a YM in the chat if you're in a Dow short. 2RR NQ buy. Nice. Done for the day. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. Yes, sweet. Good stuff, Phil. YM. Okay. Now, okay. So we saw the market come up and we saw it work its way right back down. I'm going to tighten my stop here, because for me, we've already like rebalanced this. So I don't necessarily need the market to keep going for this movement to be valid. And to me, it looks like we already got it lured in buyers, and now it's coming right back down. So yeah, everything is chilling on that end, on that front. Let's see if this is gonna last. And if it doesn't, then I'm taking a pretty small loss. And then for those of you interested in what the hell SpaceX is doing, it's basically doing the same thing that indices are doing now. So it's just back on track. Like you saw it go up, come back down. So you're seeing the exact same thing here. So you saw that a couple minutes ago, it drops. Just like we saw here. Now it's starting to recover a little bit. Just like this is. So it's almost like everything is back on track in the same way. So, SpaceX won't be in the NASDAQ 100 index on day one. So it doesn't have any like difference on this listing apparently. I really thought that it did, so that's on me. But apparently it enters the NASDAQ inclusion. So I actually thought that the whole time that was going to be the case. So eventually, yeah, it will have some weight to it for sure. But the way in which it influences NASDAQ is that you do have like a liquidity drain. So for example, like I think it was like 75 billion raised is real money, right? That isn't entering other positions. And some people sold stuff to be able to participate in this over the last few weeks. So that is already priced in my opinion. And then obviously sentiment is the other side of it. But I think right now it was more so speculation overall. So yeah, so funny enough, it kind of makes sense why we saw it like an inverse initially and then what's happening right now. So kind of got to learn a couple things here in real time, which is cool. So I have S&P still running on some accounts and then Dow running on others. Extremely under a tiny amount of contract. I feel like this is, even though I went with half risk, I don't know why I feel like this is such a small amount. Like I don't feel like this was the actual risk. Because if this is what, $50 on 50 points or so, and my stop was here, so my stop was, let's say 200. I think it ended up putting me in at like $200 risk total. Yeah, so I'm not even half risk. I'm like under leveraged, way under leveraged. All right, cool, guys. I'll leave you to it. You know, do your thing, make your gains, stay consistent. Don't chase anything. All right, just play your game. Doesn't matter if you could get paid, if you could get laid. Don't matter. Just trade your game. All right. Take care, y'all. Peace.